The city of Frisco continues to experience groundbreaking growth. Our population is expected to rise more than 5%, reaching around 200,000 people in 2020. Education, public safety, and lifestyle lures families from around the world here. New businesses and corporate relocations are popping up everywhere. We're committed to quality services and great value for your tax dollars. Our city's drive to be the best has many taking notice.
This is a fabulous place.
Ram and Sunitha Cheravu say the city of Frisco provides their family the foundations they need.
My kids are born here and raised here, so the kind of city that we have, the safety in the city, being able to let my kids play outside, and that's really important, and it speaks to a lifestyle.
So how much does the Frisco lifestyle cost? The city of Frisco is proposing a total balanced budget of $623 million for fiscal year 2020. $178 million of that budget are earmarked for the general fund to support daily operations. For every $100 you spend in city property taxes, 80% of those taxes are used for department services, with nearly half supporting public safety. The remaining 20% is spent on debt for facilities and infrastructure. The city of Frisco proposes keeping the tax rate at 0.4466. A 10% homestead exemption will stay in place, collectively saving Frisco homeowners $1.7 billion in assessed value. That translates to $8 million in savings to taxpayers. Frisco's over 65 exemption is applied to around 7,300 properties. It's worth approximately $80,000, or about a 31% discount when combined with the 10% homestead exemption. It saves an additional $570 million in assessed value, which translates to $2.5 million in savings to seniors. The reduced revenue adds up to nearly $2.3 billion in assessed value savings to Frisco taxpayers.
Existing property went up about 2%. There's no requested change in the tax rate. So at most, 2% is an average. You would think a lot of people will see a lot of folks will see no change. Certainly that fits within the 3.5% guideline that this new legislation provides for.
In May, the Texas legislature passed a 3.5% property tax revenue cap on cities and counties. It means local governments can only collect up to 3.5% more in property taxes than they did the previous year. The new tax law takes effect January 1st. Frisco City Manager George Purefoy recommends Frisco comply early in the spirit of the new legislation.
It makes sense to me to try to go ahead and get an early start on it to help better prepare for next year. And, frankly, it's a good exercise for all the staff to go through to again, get a good preview of what future years will be like.
As a result, no new positions are proposed in the general fund budget. However, the Environmental Services Fund will pay for a new 3-member crew to pick up litter. About 67% of the general fund budget pays for employees' salaries. The proposed budget allows for employee merit increases up to an average 3%, but no competitive salary adjustment. Sales tax is projected to increase 2% in 2020, but the increase is smaller because sales tax revenue is down. The Texas legislature also passed new laws reducing city franchise fees and limiting cities' abilities to calculate building permits based on value.
All total is about a $5 million hit to the general fund of those three revenues not being up to where they have been in the past. And frankly, that's exactly where we would have funded the new employees from. That we're not able to do this year without raising taxes, which we decided not to recommend.
The proposed general fund will pay for vehicle replacements for police officers. Using capital reserve funds, it will also pay for body cameras and in-car video systems.
It's a safety issue for the officer, but it's also reinforcement for the public.
Firefighters will get more rescue equipment. Technology upgrades will be made to the city's mobile command vehicle and emergency operations center. Parks crews will get new equipment for parks and median maintenance. The proposed budget provides for the second phase of IT disaster recovery, as well as other technology upgrades. The city's transportation and mobility network gets new signal communication software, as well as equipment used to construct and repair roads. The Athletic Center gets some new equipment, too. The library will have resources to finish out the space at Stonebriar Center Mall for a mini library catering to children. The general fund also provides nearly $700,000 in new library materials.
My kids get the books from here. Online, we go into classes, subscribe to the different classes. I have taken classes. I've got my project management certifications through there.
The Insurance Reserve Fund will pay startup costs of the city's first employee wellness clinic, benefiting employees and their dependent family members.
We do annual police and fire physicals, and we contract that out today to a third party, so we could do those in the clinic. We do biometric screenings for our employees, and that would all be provided within the clinic, as well as any of our drug testing for new hires. We think it's just a better way to go about reducing our overall cost in the long run.
During the next budget year, staff will use voter-approved bonds to improve roadways such as Rock Hill Parkway, Legacy, and Panther Creek Parkway. Bonds will support design costs for the library, which is being relocated next to the Discovery Center, and City Hall will be renovated. Progress will continue on the top 10 priority projects determined by the Frisco City Council. Downtown reinvestment, economic development, and corporate growth, especially in the city's northern corridor along US 380, are among the top 10. The rezoning of Hall Park will make way for commercial and residential redevelopment. With nearby Frisco Station and the Star, the area is poised to be one of North Texas's most dynamic areas. Not far away, Stonebriar Center is experiencing a major renaissance as Kidzania prepares to open its first U.S. location. The adjacent Hyatt Regency will open its doors the following year. And development continues on the PGA of America project, which includes championship courses and an Omni resort. The project covers 600 acres and is located within a 2,500-acre master plan development called Fields.
And I think for the long term, it will help turn the sales tax issues back around. And the prospect of getting a Ryder Cup championship here in the future, I mean, it'll be something akin to the Ford Center as far as its place amongst golf, like the Ford Center has become for NFL.
And I believe every dollar that I'm investing in Frisco and here, it's basically giving me 10-fold return, 20-fold return.
The Cheruvus aren't the only taxpayers who believe Frisco's city services and programs provide great value for their money. Residents of all ages enjoy the Frisco lifestyle.
I love it. I think we get a lot of value for our tax dollars.
And we moved here 7 years ago, and it's everything we've hoped for, you know, to raise a family and be active with our kids, and we always have something to do, and the city always has so many fun activities for everything and anything, and the city definitely gives back to us too, and we're really grateful for that.
While some of the laws have changed, Frisco's commitment to quality service has not. The city will continue to provide taxpayers great value for their investment in fiscal year 2020.